The Senior Hockey Report is brought to you by our friends at Future Ford in Melville. New units arriving daily and premium used vehicles to fit any budget and lifestyle. The future is Future Ford. You can see them at futureford.ca. And have you ever wanted to gamble on senior hockey? You can. Coolbet.com is where it's at. They got Big Six. They got Long Lake. They're adding leagues. Go on there. You can bet on senior hockey. It's unbelievable. Coolbet.com, sponsors of the Senior Hockey Report. That's right. Like the guy says, it is senior hockey time, and the report here. Let's go out on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Joining us from the Monday Nooner podcast, the senior hockey savant in the province, Josh Miller, making an appearance here on the SportsCage in his Monday Nooner hoodie, looking good, Millsy. It's funny, right? And there's a lot of guys listening out there right now, and you and I both played senior back in the day. Like, it was always that post-Christmas, you were excited to get back going, and as you got older, you kind of were excited to get back going because you needed to shed some turkey pounds from the holidays.
You're so funny you mentioned that, Barn. It's you're exactly right. You just get yourself into shape come Christmas time, and then it finds for two and a half weeks you eat turkey, drink beer, drink whiskey, whatever it is, and you turn to come back that first skate, and whether that's a practice or the jump right into it on a game on the Friday night, like some of these teams are doing tonight, it's going to be a grind, I feel, for most of these guys.
That's where I'm looking on Coolbet and the odds makers and whoever does it for the senior hockey lines. Like, it's tricky to begin with doing senior hockey lines, but even more so post holidays, because who's still in Mexico or Palm Springs, and who's going with a short bench. But before we get to games and stuff this week, viral video. The SportsCage retweeted it. The Nooner had it. Spitting Chicklets retweeted it. A bunch of the big hockey platforms with Barstool. Frank Saravelli. Sportsnet had it in the morning. If people didn't see this, you can go on to any of the socials back in December 22nd-ish. It was a father and a son up north, one playing for Langham. The dad plays for Langham. The son plays for Purdue. And they fought, Millsy. And it wasn't like a friendly...
Yeah. Not only just, let's share a few Fred Flintstone bonks on top of the head. They were switching hands and adjusting and moving. It was quite the tilt, I will say.
Yeah, it like I said, it's living on our socials. I think at last count, between us, Barstool, Spitting Chicklets, everything, and all the socials, it'd be pushing about 3 million views around the world. Like, that is just absolutely crazy. People can go check that out. Okay, let's get into some games that's firing up tonight. And like I said, I was looking at Coolbet, and I was looking at some lines. I got Carnduff -3.5 against the KW Oil Kings. The Oil Kings are in tough in that one because Carnduff, one of the better teams in the Big Six going into the break.
They're that mid team, right? They're right in the mid pack behind the Redverse, the Moosemans, Carlisles. So they'll be the favorite there in that one for sure. But again, like you mentioned at the start of this conversation, who shows up, who's gone, who's not here, who's a little out of shape from drinking 24-pack over the Christmas holidays.
Yeah, Mooseman's 2-point favorite, hosting Carlisle tonight in Mydale. Oxbow, the line that I looked there was the over-under is set at 10.5. So if you want to sprinkle on Coolbet that. What's up in the Long Lake tonight, Millsy?
I got our pre-Christmas number one team in the Monday Nooner province in the Foam Lake Flyers. They're hosting Wadena 8:30 in Foam Lake, which I think is going to be the Long Lake game of the weekend, and it might be the game of the South here this weekend in the Long Lake.
Also, yeah, you see it there. Foam Lake, a 4.5-point favorite from the Coolbet odds makers right now. Another game that I wanted to mention in the Long Lake tonight. Drake is hosting the Watrous Winterhawks. Not a Q. I got Gravelberg in Assiniboia this evening. That's close, and that's in the SportsCage listening area. What league do you want to go? You got a little Copel Valley Highway Hockey League tonight?
Yeah, actually the big one for me is a battle of, second, third 4th, kind of. Raymore heads into Belcaris to face the Bronx tonight for an 8 o'clock puck drop in the cold dome of the Belcaris vicinity there. So if you're out in that area, that'll be a good game to attend to tonight for sure.
There we go. Southeast Hockey League. Anything? We're going. Hey, Brandon and I are going to Kenora. It was a couple weeks away now for Hockey Day in Saskatchewan, January 17th. That's going to be a lot of fun. We get to MC that event. We got Marty McSorley coming by, Don Chesney. If you haven't got tickets for that, looking forward to seeing everyone out in that Kenora area. Any games in the Southeast this evening or this weekend to mention, Millsy?
The Sask East, tomorrow night, there's one game tonight. Priestfield's in Churchbridge at the Kaminsky Arena tonight for an 8 o'clock puck drop there. But tomorrow night, my game is Swan Valley is in Esterhazy, and your aforementioned Kenora Cobras are hosting the Code Selects. Those are all games tomorrow night, Saturday, January 4th, in the Sask East.
Right on. Hayden Weeb is the leading scorer right now in the Southeast Hockey League. Just looked up that. So, yeah, looking forward to heading to Kenora, Saskatchewan. Never been there on January 17th. Anything we're missing in the senior front this weekend, Mills?
I think the only one I'd like to just give a little shout out to and a little sprinkle to would be the Sask Valley. The Davidson Cyclones, perfect through the first half of the season. They head to Lorburn to face those fellas, the 19ers, and then Kenniston is in Craik. Both 8 o'clock starts there. Tonight in the Sask Valley.
There we go. No Sask Valley lines on. They're probably getting those in the next little bit here on CoolBet. It is sponsored by CoolBet.co, one of our sponsors, and Future Ford in Melville, Saskatchewan. The future is Future Ford. Good new and used units there. Millsy, have a good weekend. If you're traveling, travel safe, my man. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks so much, Martin.
It is the all-new Sports Cage, streaming, sportscage.com, and on the home of sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.